Have you ever found yourself peering into the starry sky, wondering why your wishes weren't coming true? How many times have you whispered your prayers into the wind, hoping someone will hear your heartbeat? And how many times have you felt the weight of the world on your shoulders, wondering if you would ever find inner peace and the path to happiness? In this video, thanks to a Zen story and a novel that we suggest you read, you can find the link in the description. We will see how everything happens at the right time. Because life is a labyrinth of unanswered questions, a succession of moments of joy and pain, of broken hopes and fulfilled dreams. And sometimes to be reborn and find your own path and inner peace, you have to get lost in the dark of the night, letting the stars guide your path. So sit back and listen to this story of hope and rebirth, and stay until the end, because you will discover how the answer to your questions is always within yourself. But before continuing, subscribe to the channel and activate notifications to know when we publish new content for your spiritual growth. In a silent Buddhist monastery, sipping green tea and wrapping themselves in the warmth of the fire, Master Krisho's disciples anxiously waited for the wise monk to begin his lesson. The flickering light of the candles danced on the walls, creating a magical and enveloping atmosphere, and everyone knew that, once again, they would receive a teaching of great value. "My dears," began the monk with a smile, "have you ever heard of the monk who loved cats? The monk I want to talk to you about today is an elderly keeper of wisdom and secrets, capable of weaving the thin thread of life with the mastery of a skilled weaver. His story is a journey through the folds of the human soul, an initiation to discover the beauty hidden in the heart of each of us, a way to get in touch with our most intimate and hidden part. Everything always happens in the right time and place. Everything happens when you are ready to receive it," Krisho repeated, echoing the eternal words of Buddhist wisdom and those of the monk whose story he was about to tell. His disciples, eager to learn and understand, begged Krisho to share with them a story that could illuminate the path of their souls in search of truth. Krisho smiled, scanning the attentive faces of his followers, and began, "I will tell you the story of a monk who loved cats. His name was Tatanji, and his life was full of wonder and wisdom. Tatanji lived in an ancient temple, hidden among ancient forests and majestic mountains. There, surrounded by uncontaminated nature and the loving company of his cats, he spent his days in meditation and contemplation. One day, while Tatanji was in the market of the nearby village, a young traveler named Cpala approached him. Cpala was a wandering soul, seeking answers in the labyrinth of his thoughts and emotions. She had heard of the wisdom of the cat-loving monk and decided to seek him out for comfort and guidance. The two began to talk, and thanks to Buddhist wisdom, found themselves walking the winding path that led to inner peace. The monk shared stories of life, love, and wisdom with the young traveler. Cpala listened with an open heart, letting himself be carried away by the words of the wise monk. Cpala immersed himself in the simplicity and tranquility of the place where the elderly and wise monk lived. Every day, he assisted Tatanji in his daily activities, learning the importance of mindfulness and humility. And through the words and teachings of the monk, Cpala began to glimpse the light in the darkness of his tormented soul. But Cpala's journey was not without obstacles and trials to overcome. Along the way, he met other souls seeking guidance and understanding. Through fleeting encounters and deeper encounters, Cpala learned to open up to the world and recognize the beauty in everything. One of the most significant moments of his journey was when he met an elderly farmer who grew roses in his garden. The old farmer taught him that just as a rose has thorns but gives off a sweet scent, so too life is made up of contrasts and contradictions. Cpala understood that accepting life's challenges and difficulties was essential to finding true happiness, that things are almost never achieved with extreme simplicity, and you have to believe it. But the most important teaching came from Tatanji himself. One day, as they watched the sunset paint the sky with pink hues, the monk looked Cpala in the eyes. "Remember that happiness does not reside in external things, but in the very heart of each of us. You just have to learn to recognize it, to understand what it looks like and what its colors are." If you are enjoying this story, like the video and share it. This way you will help us produce new content on spirituality every day. and remember to click on the link in the description and read the book suggested by our editorial team. As time passed, Cpala began to understand the deeper meaning of Tatanji's words. He understood that happiness was an internal journey, not an external destination. And he discovered that every experience, positive or negative, brought with it a valuable lesson, but that one must be willing to listen with a certain open-mindedness and a positive attitude towards the universe. While the disciples listened with extreme attention to the elderly monk's story, Krisho continued his story with the knowledge that he would help his followers find the emotional balance and mental well-being they needed. One day, while walking along the path that led to the sacred spring, Cpala stopped to contemplate the reflection of the moon on the crystalline water. Krisho continued. In that moment of quiet and inner peace, Cpala realized that his journey had not only been physical, but above all internal. He had found the peace and serenity he was looking for, thanks to Tatanji's loving guidance and the affectionate company of his cats. Those long days spent together with the wise monk Tatanji, and the various strange encounters with simple people, often on the edge of the world, but full of wisdom and answers, had given Cpala light. Dear disciples, always remember that things happen at the right times and places, Krisho continued. Never despair even when things seem to be going badly, because the universe is always in harmony and works for your good. Just commit, meditate, train awareness and persevere, and everything you want for your life will come true. Remember, the more stubbornly you pursue a desire, causing it to become an obsession, the more that desire will move away from you. On the contrary, the more you work harmoniously and serenely towards achieving it, focusing on your emotional well-being and compassion for yourself and others, the more you will notice that things will get better. The disciples remained immersed in contemplation, aware that life itself was a journey of discovery and fulfillment, guided by the eternal wisdom of the universe. And while the fire burned slowly, illuminating the monastery with its warm and enveloping light, they felt enveloped by a feeling of peace and serenity, ready to face their journey with confidence and determination. Remember that in the intricate dance of life, added the monk, the answers we seek are often hidden in the most unexpected places and at the most unexpected moments. To find inner peace and authentic happiness, sometimes it is necessary to abandon certainties and get lost in the labyrinth of existence, trusting your heart and following the light of the stars. And remember that every step forward on the spiritual path is a precious gift that brings you ever closer to your true essence and to the realization of your deepest desires. Every challenge overcome, every lesson learned, and every moment of personal growth represent fundamental pieces of the mosaic of your spiritual life. Only by accepting challenges and letting yourself go to wisdom will you be able to shape your soul and move towards an ever deeper and more complete awareness that will lead you on the right path.